What's up everyone? Welcome or welcome back to the Marketing Nomad YouTube channel. I am the Marketing Nomad. Alrighty, it is 7:46 p.m. I've got a client meeting in just a little bit, but I thought I would sit here and talk to you about this conversation that I had with someone recently, and we were talking about free will versus divine will, and I was sharing my thought process about it, and I realized, hey, this is actually something really nice for me to share with you, because I think that my understanding of this has come through making a lot of misaligned choices, just because I think that at that point in time, even though I knew I was supposed to make one decision, like that would have been the most peaceful decision for me, for my highest good, or that would have been the most aligned decision. I think that there was a phase in my life where I went out of my way to make misaligned decisions just because I guess wanted to prove something to myself, or I think I just was stubborn. I wanted to question authority in some sense, and it took me quite some time. It took me quite some time to understand that I was working against myself, and by the time I realized this, I had dug myself into such a deep hole. It was very, very, very painful and very difficult for me to get out of that. And at that point in time, when I recognized that I was so misaligned because of maybe the stubbornness, maybe a little bit of arrogance as well at that point in time, I think that I was very frustrated and I was very angry. I said, don't I get to choose what I want with my life? Where is free will? And why do I have to only do things a certain way that maybe the higher power, divine power, higher self, whichever it is that you want to believe in, whichever it is that you want to align with, why do I need to listen to that? Why do I need to follow that cosmic order? Why can't I just do what I want? And I think that I had a lot of pent-up anger within me. And at that point in time, I started researching about free will, divine will. This was quite some time ago. I guess I would say it's 2025 this year, right? Sometimes I forget. This was around 2015, right? So about 10 years, about a decade. So I started researching about free will and divine will. And today I think my understanding of it has shifted dramatically. And I think that I am very peaceful with my understanding of free will versus divine will. And I wanted to share that with you. So what I have come to understand, and this has also been something that I've implemented in the last couple of years. So I have felt that peace with this understanding, and I've also seen it unfold on a more practical level in my life as well. So I've not just understood this thought process, I've also implemented it. I've seen the results of it. So today it's very, very deeply ingrained in me. All right, it's taken me some time to get to this point. Okay, so what I have come to understand is we do have free will. All right, as confusing as that sounds, we do have free will. There is this freedom to make our choices. However, there is a however, which caused a lot of frustration within me at some point in time. But I think that once we dig deeper into my thought process about this, you will find peace in that. However, there is free will. However, there is a structure to that free will that it needs to operate in. That is what we call dharma, cosmic order. All right, it has to operate within that cosmic order. Not just that, karma means the law of cause and effect, right? So every choice that you make, it will have its consequences. You have free will, but you are not going to escape from the consequences of your free will, of the choices that you make. So the more you choose to be in alignment with divine will, all right, or higher power or higher self, the more you choose to align with that, the more you will be on the most peaceful path for your highest good. Because if you choose to be misaligned, there will be a cause and effect to that. You will have to go through whatever pain, resistance, lessons that you need to learn in order to align with divine will, right? And before your soul kind of comes into its lifetime, this lifetime, what I believe is that it signs up certain lessons that it is meant to learn in this lifetime, all right? And those lessons will play out throughout your entire life. You cannot escape from learning those lessons. That is meant for your soul's growth. It is meant for you to raise your frequency as well, right? However, how you learn these lessons, it varies depending on your free will. So there are many paths to how you can learn it, varying degrees of pain depending on your own resistance, varying degrees of, I guess I would say, peace levels. One will be like very, very low peace. There'll be constant pain, constant conflict, constant chaos. Then there is a path, many multiple paths with varying degrees of it. And then there is one path where it is the most peaceful one to learn that lesson. Yes, there will be pain. Yes, there will be growth within you. Yes, sometimes the transformation is going to be painful, but it is the most peaceful path. And that path is when you align your free will with divine's will. All right. So it's not that you don't get to choose, and you do. You absolutely do. You can choose the least peaceful path. And of course, that means there will be consequences to your choices. You will have to go through that entire process of maybe resistance, maybe a lot of turbulence, more turbulence than if you had chosen a path that was in alignment with divine's will. But again, that is your choice. You have that free will. However, everything operates within cosmic order. Everything operates within divine law. You cannot escape the consequences of whatever choices that you are making. You have absolute free will, but I think that just knowing that choices have consequences makes me much more aware of which choice I want to make and how I want my path to my highest good to be, because I have to learn the lesson no matter what. That is what my soul agreed upon before it came into this lifetime. So I get to choose if I want the most difficult and most painful path, or do I want, not even painful, I guess I would say the most difficult path, or the most simplest path. I get to choose that. That is on me. I have to learn the lesson no matter what. I have to go through the pain no matter what. But do I want to make it more complicated for myself, or do I want to at least reduce the unnecessary hardship? Because there's already going to be hardship. Do I want to add to it? Do I want to make it worse for myself? All right. I have free will in that. That is where I feel you can make peace with understanding that free will exists, but it also exists within a framework, all right? Otherwise, there would be complete chaos everywhere. They would be, like, there's a reason why there's dharma and karma, right? If there weren't these concepts, then anyone would be able to do whatever they wanted with no consequences. And I don't know, a world like that, it scares me. It does scare me, right? So I feel like even just understanding that, you know, the free will, you have a wide range of paths that you want to take, because that path, the lesson, the ultimate endpoint is already decided. But which path you want to take to that endpoint is completely onto you. You want to build more resistance. You want to resist going on that path. You don't want to learn that lesson. So there's resistance. So law of attraction also states that you call in the experiences of the energy that you are in, right? So if you are in that resistive energy, then you are going to call in more turbulence to break that resistance. Equal and opposite effect as well. All right. So understanding that there are different paths to get to the endpoint that I am meant to has helped me understand that the more I align my free will with divine will, the more peaceful that path is going to be. Yes, there will be pain, but it will be peaceful. All right. And another thing that I wanted to share was with respect to alignment, the divine will and free will. How do you know, that whatever decision that you're making, sometimes you really do want to align with divine will, but you're not sure which path to take, which path you need to take, you want to align. I would say the path that brings you the most peace. Like the moment you make that decision to go on that path, to choose that path, you even envision taking steps towards that, you will feel that instant relief within you. It doesn't matter of the pain, even if it is walking away from something that you really wanted to hold on to, or working through a thought process that no longer aligns with you, but maybe has been such a strong part of your identity, and that there's pain in removing that part of your identity. Even if there is pain, that instant relief that you feel, that is a very, very strong indication of alignment. That is a very, very strong indication that your free will has aligned with divine will. I usually use my the feelings that occur within my body as well. Like your body will instantly tell you whether it is alignment or not. All right. So I have kind of taken some time to develop my own relationship with understanding the signals that my body gives with respect to whether it is alignment or not, the feelings that arise within me, the thoughts that come within me. So I think that even taking some time to understand how you are feeling when you are about to make that decision, or even just thinking about that decision, how it makes you feel on the inside, that's actually a very, very good compass for you to understand what's free will that is aligned with divine will. Because like I said, there are multiple paths, multiple paths, but you get to choose which path you want. And I would say, like, just just between you and me, I mean, wouldn't we want to choose a path where it's least burdensome, it's most peaceful, and I guess I would say void of unnecessary, maybe drama or hardship? Unnecessary, because there will already be hardship. Why do I want to complicate it? Why do I want to mess it up even more? There's already so much of mess that I am meant to deal with for my soul's growth. I don't want to complicate that even more. So I would rather take the path of least resistance, or I would rather take the simplest path to get to the soul's growth that I need to make. All right. So it's not that it's void of pain. It's not that it's void of pain. I want to make this very, very clear, but there is a sense of peace, there's a sense of relief as you walk on that path. And that by itself is a very, very good compass for you to understand. All right. So these are my thought processes with respect to free will and divine will. And I think that just understanding this has brought a lot of peace in my life. Every time I feel chaos within me, every time I feel frustration about a decision that I'm making or a path that I'm walking on, I use that as a compass. Like, okay, fine, I am not feeling okay at this point in time. Something feels off. I am not feeling peaceful, even though I'm meant to. And I think that's also one more fundamental understanding, just working towards peace, working towards that alignment, just understanding the feeling of alignment and constantly working towards that. Yeah, I think that by itself has brought ease in aligning my free will with divine will, because like I said, there was a lot of resistance about aligning my free will to divine will in the past. And if you force your free will to align with divine will, again, that is resistance. Again, you are going to be attracting turbulence. All right. So there needs to be a natural, smooth alignment of your free will to divine will. You genuinely have to feel it within you. You shouldn't be forcing yourself, because that would be manipulation. That would be trying to control. And again, that will lead to its own set of problems. All right. So my thought process on how I generalize free will, but at the same time make sure that it naturally aligns with divine will to the best of my abilities, because I also am human. I make my own mistakes. I have moments where I can't recognize what is divine's will, and I go through that moment of chaos, frustration, confusion, chaos. I said chaos, right? I already said chaos already. Okay, whatever. You know what I mean, right? I also go through my process, but then just understanding what is my baseline supposed to be. I'm supposed to feel peaceful on this path. I am supposed to feel that peace. I am supposed to feel alignment. If I'm not feeling that alignment, that means I am doing something off at this. I need to tweak. I need to course correct. I need to get into alignment. And so that by itself, I think, is more of a generalized thought process of how I align my free will to divine will, but at the same time, it ensures that it's a natural alignment. I'm not forcing anything. I'm not saying that, oh, okay, I want I am doing this because of karma, or I'm doing this. No, it's just that I just want a peaceful path. That's it. I need to be on that most peaceful path. That is what I'm supposed to be on. Just knowing that and understanding that has brought a lot of peace within me. And the moment I feel like frustration or chaos or conflict within me on any path that I'm on, it's like ding, 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 like the bell kind of rings in my mind. That's misalignment, get back into alignment. And that's when, of course, sometimes you know which path is alignment. Sometimes you don't. You got to try different things. And then you have to see which one clicks that peace baseline within you, that alignment feeling within you, the relief within you. So even that also is a process. But once you understand that there is a path that is the most peaceful out of all of them, you will constantly just work towards that. Like, why would you put yourself through unnecessary, like more than what you are supposed to bear, more than what you are supposed to go through for your soul's growth, to learn that lesson? I just feel like, yeah, just knowing that there are different paths to get to my endpoint of my soul's growth, my transformation, but there is one path that's the most peaceful. I don't know, I feel like I've come to a point where I want that path. I just want that path. And I'm constantly working towards that path. So anytime there's frustration or chaos, it just automatically, like something within me just says, no, come on, let's find that path. That's the, it's more like, there's this puzzle where you find the path to, there are like 4 things at the top, and then there are multiple routes, and then you have to find the one that reaches whichever place that you want to go to. And so then I start looking for different paths. I start, of course, sometimes trial and error, but sometimes automatically as well. But keeping peace as my baseline, that there is a path that's the most peaceful one, path that feels like alignment, just knowing that that path exists has brought me a lot of comfort, knowing that there is a path that caters to my peace, right? And I am being protected on that path. Otherwise, I am just causing more pain for myself, more unnecessary pain for myself, which I'm not supposed to be carrying. I'm not supposed to be taking on that burden. So just even knowing that has brought me a lot of peace, has brought me a lot of, understanding of free will versus divine will, and that you have free will, absolutely, but it does operate within the bounds of divine law. There is karma, of course. There is cause and effect. There are consequences to your choices. And just understanding that has helped me a lot. All right. So that's why I wanted to sit with you and talk about this. I think that the person that, I don't know if I told you this, but I was talking to someone about this, and they were very frustrated about, like free will, not just feeling very suffocated and restricted. And then I realized that, hey, I was in this place like 10 years ago, but today my understanding of it is a lot different, and it's calmed me down significantly. I was in so much of anger 10 years ago about this, but today I just understand, and even that understanding has just, settled that pain within me as well. So I just wanted to share this with you. In case you were thinking about it, you were wondering, maybe you were confused, or maybe you just wanted some clarity about the difference between the two, or you wanted to see how you can, align with divine's will in a way that feels good to you, in a way that feels peaceful to you as well. All right, so this is where I will leave you. If this video helped you in any way, or you liked this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because that tells you every single time I do upload a video. And yeah, pretty much it. And I just wanted to say take care, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye-bye.